I'm going to fold.
That's a good poem.
There you go.
A river to set up eyes.
Really? Jeez.
Oh.
That's why you have to check one of the cards. Right?
To see which one was a 5.
Fedor, too smart.
I could beat a pair of 5.
What's up, guys? Fury TV here, and we're back with another episode of Poker Hands. Before getting into it, I would like to ask you guys to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy our videos, as your support is allowing us to continue posting videos on a daily basis.
John Travolta skills are gonna apply at the table, but it's not a dance-off, Randy.
Jackie Wang has straddled. Caldo's folds. Kristen McNell is going to raise it to 1,200. Brandon has called. And Jackie Wang's going to call.
3 good hands mixing it up here. Kristen in the best shape, and still very much in the best shape on this Queen 6-3 flop that does get a flush draw to Jackie.
There goes Kristen betting the top pair, big kicker.
She's gonna fire out 1,500, and Jackie will continue with his draw. Ooh, what a turn card.
Jackie hitting the flush and 2 pair for Kristen.
Jackie leads out, and I do like his lead here because I think the King of Clubs is a card that Kristen is going to check at a high percentage. Not this time with her 2 pair, but I think often she will check that card. And Jackie leads out, gets this bet from Kristen, who can tell that something is awry here.
Nothing on the river, so the flush really good right now. Let's see how much he can get out of Kristen. What's the number going to be? 12-1.
I like that he has bet bigger here. I think that Jackie's range in this spot is basically flushes and bluffs, so he should go ahead and size it bigger. It's not like a bunch of medium strength hands are trying to pull a little money out of Kristen here, and you see her struggling with the spot because it is very difficult.
It's a tough spot.
It's hard for Jackie to have that many bluffs here, but Kristen is near the top of her range. And this is one of those spots where it comes down to your read on your opponent.
It makes the good lay down.
Show 1. Are we playing that game?
Wait, we play show one?
No.
I'm not playing that.
Kinda. No, we're not. We're
I'll play.
But she wants to see it.
Still in the game, we have 8 players. No bubble boy or girl yet. That person will go home with nothing. The rest, money. No humming aloud at poker. Stop it.
Action with Fedor. Folds an ace. A little surprising. Hasn't done much of that.
It's on Negreanu. And he's got a pair of 9s this time.
Negreanu continues his never-ending supply of pocket pairs.
He has raised to 95,000 to go.
95.
Action on Sean Winter from Florida. Decent ace-5 of hearts in the big blind, already invested.
Call.
Sean wearing sunglasses after complaining during our last session that he was having trouble with the lights and misreading the board.
For the flop stuff.
He
Yep.
makes the call with ace-5 suited here. We go to a flop heads up, which is ace-queen for 2 clubs, so Sean takes the lead.
Sure does. Daniel with the 9s checking, and they both check. 6 of diamonds on the turn. And it's so true. Daniel said this guy Sean really likes to stare you down.
65.
It's a big bet.
Such a huge bet.
You have 6-5.
Suited.
Sean's getting Daniel to talk here a little bit about his hand.
Daniel essentially making a little blocker bet here, betting about 1/4 pot. Concerned that if his opponent has a couple of overcards, he might get a cheap look at the river.
You guys are you guys allowed to do that?
Suited?
Like tell each other what you have?
I didn't say anything. I said suited. What does that even mean? Hey!
River card is a 5.
6-5 might not be good. We could have deuce 3.
I can't tell
You
you.
gave me a good price. You know?
Now Sean can't wait any longer. He's going to have to make the bet.
You got the 6-5 suited?
Sean, after rivering 2 pairs, leads out here, hoping to represent a missed flush draw.
You gave me too good of a price on the turn.
For a gutter? No.
I can have clubs too.
Yeah.
There you see, I could have clubs.
This is a 280,000 bet.
You have a set?
Oh, God. Do you have a set? What an outlandish question.
Well, I like what Sean's doing, actually. I like his table talk. It looks like he's weak the way he's talking, and we know he's not.
280?
You can afford it.
I know, barely though.
You can afford it.
If you call and win, you're in good shape.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm starting not to like his talk.
I don't know if I can though.
Come on, Kreskin, figure it out.
I'm going to fold.
That's a good phone.
There you go.
A river to set up eyes.
Really? Jeez.
Oh,
That's why you had to check one of the cards, right?
To see which one was a 5.
Fedor, too smart.
I could beat a pair of 5.
I bet too much.
Or just enough.
Blinds are 2 and 4. Here we go. Action on Greg. He's got queen, 7 of diamonds.
So this isn't a terribly deep stack heads-up match, but they're deep enough to play some real poker here.
Well, Greg's raised made it $1 million, and Goo is going to stick around with 9-8 to see the flop. Here it comes, and it is a 9-8-3 2 pair for Goo. Now Goo has checked the 2 pair.
And Greg doesn't have much here, but he's going to take a little stab at it. And Goo with the slow play. Just going to call. 3 of diamonds on the turn. We've talked a lot about leading out when the board pairs and you're calling in the big blind, and Goo chooses to follow my advice there, although this is a slightly unusual spot. And wow, Greg calls with just queen high on the turn, huh?
Last card is an ace.
And that's a bad card for Goo. It's pretty reasonable that Greg would call the turn with ace high, and that'll slow Goo down.
Call in.
Oh wow, Greg has just bluffed all in. Well look, if you're gonna get to this river and then you get the perfect card to bluff, bluff it, man. I love this from Greg. And look, Goo has no time bank chips left, so if he runs out of his 30 seconds here, that's it. His hand is dead. He needs to figure out this puzzle in 10 seconds. Oh, Goo, what are you gonna do?
Call.
Oh, he did it just in time.
Call.
He has made the call, and Greg is stunned.
Greg was a second away from getting away with robbery.
Kerry Katz, who just got the best of Jake, goes out as well, and now Doc Kane.
Kane with a nice looking Jack-9 suited in the big blind here. Not gonna fold to this raise.
You know, he works on anti-aging. Also, he's an anesthesiologist. But a fine poker player, as he's been proving tonight.
Yeah, we haven't seen Kane on Alpha 8 before, but he's played very well so far in this tournament.
Flop comes up 7-6-4, open-ended for Jake. Kane checks into him.
Kane with some backdoor draws and overcards here, but otherwise not a lot to work with.
Open-ended, though. Will he make the continuation bet? No, he doesn't. He checks. Free card, and it's a 5. That pairs Jake.
So a 4 straight on the board now.
Doctor really doesn't like his hand much. He's in first position. And the doctor's going to check again. Yielding to Jake.
Yeah, hard for Jake to bet for value here. Unlikely that the doctor calls him with a worse 5 or a 4. So he'll check behind and get a 7 on the river, which is not a bad looking card for Jake's hand. We haven't seen Kane make many bluff attempts post-flop, and we'll see if he takes the opportunity here, because this is a pretty good board for a player in the big blind to represent.
There goes the doctor. He's going to take a stab at it. Why not? Get the chips out. Guy behind you playing very safe with checks. And there's the bet. It looks like 34,000.
So Jake knows that Kane would bet with the straight here and bet with a 7. But it's unlikely that he would bet with a 6 for value. So now Jake is wondering, okay, does he have a 3, an 8, a 7, or a bluff?
Will Jake make the good call? Or is he going to put the doc on a big hand? And Jake is getting chips out. He has done it. Beautiful call. The anesthesiologist sticks himself with his own needle. And Jake, with a beautiful call down, takes down the pot. Going to Alan Sternberg. And he quickly folds it. And now it's Vivek Rajkumar, brilliant young 24-year-old poker pro out of Seattle, Washington, with a pair of 10s. And he's going to raise, makes it 115 to go. Stephen Kelly out.
Mattisau peers down at a Queen 9 suited, and he and Vivek are actually our 2 current short stacks. So neither has a lot of room to maneuver with.
Mattisau is going to call.
About it.
So we got Queen 9 up against a pair of 10s. Here's the flop.
900.
Ace 4 9. And Mattisau getting a 9 right there, and he's going to check it. Vivek with the 10s. He's got to be wary of that ace hitting, though, but he's going to bet 75,000.
Again, using a very small continuation bet on these kind of flops.
Mike the mouth. Wow. He's raised.
Check raised a third of his stack.
Made it 300,000, but a quick call by Vivek.
Yeah, yet again demonstrating that he simply is not going to believe people who check raise him on boards like this.
5 of diamonds on the turn. That slows Mike Mattisau down. They both check. Oh, a 9 on the river. What a card for Mattisau. Hitting his 3 of a kind. Wow, you do everything wrong and you get rewarded for it, Tony.
It does work out that way sometimes.
Mullen.
And he, with his short stack, says all in.
Oof, nasty spot for Vivek. He's thinking, if Mike wanted to bluff me,
400?
wouldn't he have moved in on the turn?
How much is it?
This is Vivek Rajkumar's 3rd WPT final table just last week. He was in 2nd place at the LAPC. That's back-to-back final tables. Just incredible.
It's a 9 or nothing, right? It's a 9 or nothing.
He's having difficulty finding a lot of hands that beat him, but he's also having difficulty finding a lot of hands that he could beat. Because in theory, most of those that are just a total bluff are going to move in on the turn.
Oh, and he has got a problem. Is he going to pay off Mattisau?
An even bigger problem for Vivek is that because he's so short to start the hand, he'd have to call off for almost all his remaining chips.
Yeah, you're right. And he finally does the right thing, makes the nice lay down. He just got outdrawn on the river, and Mike Mattisau builds up his chip stack.
Trying to chase down our 2 chip leaders.
Toby Lewis, he's made $4.4 million in total prize money in his career earnings. And look at this, he's got a little pair of 5s. He likes it, he's going to make it. Well, he's just going to call, play it slow.
Little strategy adjustment from Toby there, limping into the big blind of Dennis, expecting there to be a flop, but not wanting to get raised out if one of the short stacks behind him comes over the top.
Derek with King Jack going to call.
Mark with Jack 4 suited in the small. Surprised to see him fold there.
And here's the wild card, our chip leader Dennis with Queen 9. Oh, wow, and he is going to raise it, makes it 180.
Toby's certainly getting the right price to see a flop here in position. Derek doesn't want anything to do with this, so heads up to the flop.
Cincinnati Kid versus the Taxman. And the flop is an 8, 3 deuce, 2 hearts.
It's a good looking flop when you're holding pocket 5s with the 5 of hearts.
But Dennis did raise before the flop, and he's going to continue to bet 260.
Dennis does not down bet, by which I mean reducing the size of his bet on the flop. He goes 260. A little more old school there. Toby makes his call. And we see a 10 of clubs turn. It's going to give Dennis some outs.
Well, he doesn't even think about outs. He just keeps betting, pummeling away. And again, he gets the chips out, and he's betting 360.
Yeah, it's a little bit small here with the second barrel. He's bet about 1/3 pot on a board that contains a lot of draws, so it's hard to imagine that Toby would fold showdown value or a draw to that sizing.
Taxman from England is going to call this going to the river. That's that look where he's saying, I think I just blew it. River card. Dennis doesn't get there as a king hits.
So, the King of Diamonds isn't a crazy card for Dennis to bluff, but it's important to note that most draws have missed here. Queen, Jack, Jack 9, 7, 9, all the clubs, all the hearts, the little raggedy aces, everything has missed. And as the action clock ticks away, you can see Dennis contemplating, should I bluff here with my queen high or should I give up?
It's going to take some more time. And he is the VP of Finance, so he knows about money. He's thinking to himself, can I bet some big money in here and try to steal this pot? And that's exactly what he's doing. He's going to bet 785.
Half pot here?
Still a tough call to make with these fives.
Definitely not an easy call, but Toby reaching for chips.
Queen high.
Oh, no! Whoa!
Nice call.
Old bet and a great call by the Taxman.
And folded around to Kirk. Got the king jack offsuit.
Makes it 135,000. Andrew now, look at this, with a king nines coming back over the top, makes it 375,000 to go.
Call.
The magician disappears, and Kirk is going to make this call.
Well, Andrew making the 3-bet, as we say, with the king 9. And he has come out with the best hand now as it comes 10, 9, 7.
Easy game.
Well, Kirk has a 2-way straight draw.
Check.
They both check. Wow. Look at this. Kings at nines now for Andrew, and Kirk with kings.
That's another good bet. Who stares more, Andrew or I?
He's a talker, this guy.
I know I can be cute sometimes, but
What a character we got here.
that deuced a bet. He didn't like that.
You pissed him off, Craig.
Very personable.
How much is that?
Andrew's going to bet his two pair, 420,000.
You can't blame him for betting here.
Do you have any of that?
He's got a lot of it, Kirk.
All right.
Kirk has made the call.
You know, it goes in deeper.
Just in case I get there.
Kirk needs a queen, a jack, or an 8 to win this pot.
We're going to the river. This is a good pot now.
Well, an ace comes off. Neither player going to like that card. Going to be fearful their opponent might have made aces up. But it doesn't slow down Andrew Roble.
850,000 into Kirk Morrison.
He fires again here with kings and 9s.
Kirk's lost his smile. Oh, he's back. He's got that goofy laugh again.
My man.
Oh, what a predicament.
Well, it's pretty obvious I don't have the nuts right now. That's pretty obvious.
Forced laugh by Antonio.
Yeah, they're still the same.
The nuts, of course, will be the queen jack for the ace high straight.
All right, Andy. I'm gonna
Do the right thing.
pass.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna pass.
Well, he makes a good lay down there.
Solid fold.